Basically in life, there are two things that you can worry about. Dr. Covey explains this as circle of concern and circle of influence. If you look at this, this is called your circle of concern. This is everything in life that you are worried about. Okay, we can put the economy in here. We can put world hunger in here. These are all things that you are really worried about. Your competitors' pricing, you're concerned about that. All these different things, all these issues right here, your customers' financial situation, those are all things you're concerned about when you go to work, right? When you go on a call, you might be concerned about this issue. You might be concerned about that issue. But how much can you do about the world economy? How much can you do about world hunger? How much can you do about your competitors' pricing? How much can you do about your customers' financing? The truth is you have zero control over those issues. Yes, they are issues you are concerned about, but they are issues over which you have zero control. Now, in the scope of this area of concern, there is a little spot down here called your circle of influence. These are the things where you can influence. These are the issues in your life you can have a direct result, like your family, your sales performance, right? How do you run a sales call? How are you taking responsibility? How aggressively are you running your leads? Are you taking the time to run the call? So you have all these issues in life that you have circle of influence, and you have these other issues that you have circle of concern. Here's the bottom line. Winners in life focus on their circle of influence, the things that you can control in your life. Losers spend all their time worrying and whining about things over which they have no control. You can't change these things, so why worry about them? Focus on your pricing, your economy, your family, your sales call, your sales presentation. That's where you got to spend your effort. Winners spend their time where they have influence and control. Losers spend their time whining and worrying about things over which they have no control. Listen to the people around you, and I guarantee you, the most successful people will be talking about, here's what I can do, here's what I'm focusing on. And the losers are the people whining about, like the old Debbie Downer. Did you know people are dying today in South Africa? Whatever. Well, listen, that's a sad thing, and if you want to do something about it, send a check to UNICEF. But the bottom line is, you have no control over that. I can remember when I came into this town and opened my business, we went from $0 to $20 million in 5 years, and guess what? We dominated this market. And so many of my competitors spent so much of their time worrying about what I was doing. They were trying to hurt my business. They were so obsessed with trying to destroy my company, they were ignoring their circle of influence, which was their own company. They had no control over me. They thought they did, but they were wasting their time. Winners spend their time right here. Here's the amazing thing. When you focus on your area, your circle of influence, little by little, it will expand. Little by little, you'll have a bigger area of impact in your life. I can remember when I read about this in 7 Habits, sitting in the penitentiary, I remember thinking, man, my circle of influence in life is like one dot, right? Because I'm one guy in a cell. I couldn't even decide when I ate. I ate when the man told me I could eat. I didn't decide when I did my laundry. I didn't decide when I exercised. Everything that I did was out of my control. I had this tiny, tiny, tiny circle of influence. But I remember reading this from Dr. Covey that if you stay focused on your circle of influence, it will gradually grow. So I stayed focused on what? Making Wally a better person, getting an education, learning these things, learning how to speak, learning how to write. And little by little, my circle of influence expanded. Do not get distracted with all the things outside of the scope of your responsibility, things over which you have no control. It will drain you of your energy. It will drain you of your productivity. You will be a whiner and a loser your entire life. Stay focused on what you can control. Don't worry about your competition. You can't control your homeowner's credit. You don't know how much money they got in the bank. That's not your problem. All you can control is how well you run your sales process. You kick ass on your sales process. You stay focused on that, and I guarantee you everything else will take care of itself.